actually we were lucky that last week or 2 weeks ago, I signed up for SSM, and then we got it approved the same day. So I think with that, because we're attending business, we're allowed to travel around now. But with that said, special papers or anything like I mean, we write our own letter. We basically write our own letter with our SSM details and whatnot. To just help the extended cops are. Well, honestly, these cops, they don't really check anything. They just want to see some documentation. Shit. So, you can use your phone, using phone to stream or record? Will you go to the I'm using my house here, laptop. Safehouse here, like. Yeah, on YouTube, yeah. Okay.
I've just put it up on live right now. You got the link?
Ooh.
On YouTube.
I've just put it up on live right now. You got the link?
What chicken is he doing? But it looks hella crispy though. Ooh. Oh, one watching, nice. We got at least one person watching, bro.
I've just put
Oh,
it
dude,
up
look
on
at
live
that.
right now. You got the link?
Sick.
Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of this yeah.
Okay, if you don't leave, then you cannot use it or what? Sick and play out. You listen to my cue,
True.
What if it's live, right? I think they cut the feed for the cameras first. Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Where's that Oh, bomb ke? Cun lah. I suka. There is no stuff on here. Oh, is it? Yeah, the one watching now. Hopefully we get at least 10 now. I'm damn nervous already now. How lah, look so nice. That's why, man. God damn.
Okay.
I can see Philip can text me.
Hey, the pictures you're doing now,
I've already put it in.
June.
Who designs the graphics? Just Alicia or
Alicia and
Depends.
Kiran.
Depends.
nice? So these
Yeah.
ones,
And
who designed these?
These
Who
ones
designed these
are
graphics?
done by Alicia.
Fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
Hey, the pictures you're doing now,
I've already put it in.
I see the tiger
June.
stripes and Safehouse2U. Who designs the Maybank to you? Just Alicia or
Alicia and
Depends.
Kiran.
nice? So these ones,
And
who designed these?
These
Who
ones
designed these
are
graphics?
done by Alicia.
Fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm putting the feed on my
Yeah,
TV.
so
If you guys can hear
the
echoes
why
from
safe house to
from
you
my
and
earphones,
why
I'm gonna
the
switch it off.
tiger stripes behind
Please let me know.
is Maybank to you. Hey, the pictures you're doing now,
I've already put it in.
Better. I see the tiger
June.
stripes and Safehouse2U. Who designs the Maybank to you? Just Alicia or
Alicia and
Depends.
Kiran.
nice? So these ones,
And
who designed these?
These
Who
ones
designed these
are done
graphics?
by Alicia.
Fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm putting the feed on my
Yeah,
TV.
so
If you guys can
the
hear echoes
why
from
safe house to
from
you
my
and
earphones,
why
I'm gonna
the
switch it off.
tiger stripes behind
Please let me know.
is Maybank to you. Hey, the pictures you're doing now,
I've already put it in.
Better.
Ooh,
Tiger
June.
stripes and
Stress.
Safehouse2U. Who designs the
Stress,
Maybank
bro.
to you? But it's okay, you got this.
Alicia and
Depends.
Kiran.
So these ones,
And
who designed these?
These
Who
ones
designed these
are
graphics?
done by Alicia.
Fucking dope, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
You watch
the
all
feed
our
on my
other
TV.
so
If you guys can
the
hear
like
echoes
why
from
safe house to
from
you
my
and
I watched
why
the first
the
one
tiger
with
stripes behind
Nadira really rock it,
is
no?
Maybank
It
to
chills
you.
more.
Hey, the
But the
pictures
second
you're
one,
doing now,
I've already put it in.
it's dope, man.
Ooh,
I
June.
love and
Stress.
this one I did. Who designs the
Stress, bro.
Maybank to you?
Right.
Where did you?
What have you been up to this MCO, Sheldon?
This
Working
year?
as yeah, like, I mean, no, I think like during this period, this MCO period, what you've been doing, just safe house shit,
Oh, yeah.
stoning and
They were
safe
just
house,
brainstorming. I think live video.
Oh shit! Fuck, sorry.
Yeah, you
Yeah
guys
lah,
are live
basically
now.
that lah.
Right, right.
Hai lah baga. Yeah, basically that lah. That and yeah lah, just trying to learn some new shit at home, YouTube,
Right.
something lah.
Right.
Playing a lot of games also. Gonna
Right.
start COD Modern Warfare, latest one tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna start or what?
You guys can start.
Philip, let me know baga. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And, so the pictures all I just stand by you later after that.
Right.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. What's up, guys? Please, if you can hear me, please just comment, okay? Everyone, please comment yes or here, okay? Before I start my introduction. How many people watching? I still didn't see. 1. Okay. Never mind. Okay, hi, my friends who are already watching it after the stream. Hello. Okay, guys. So today, we are joined with Mr. Shaq. This is the same Shaq from Foul Boys, from Pantun Pin, from Transit, and also shut down already, Third Culture and Fix. But we're gonna talk about that later. And also, at any point you enjoy this stream, or if you see anything to make you laugh, please don't hesitate to donate, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, my friends, thank you. And also, your donation is not going to us, but it's going to what Safe House is trying to do, this community thing. You all know, okay? So, without further ado, introducing Mr. Shaq. Guys, please give it up. Only me, okay? Never mind. Woo, Shaq! Thanks again,
Hey,
Shaq,
guys.
for on this show, huh? Thank you.
No worries, man.
And this is
My pleasure.
SafeHouse2U for you. 2 + 2 4 for you. Okay, Shaq. So let's start with the introduction. So give us a breakdown, like from your childhood, because we got a lot of time. So this whole show today is gonna be about Shaq alone. Okay, y'all know him, don't know him. I don't care. Today we're talking about him.
Yo, sorry,
Okay?
I think the
Let's go,
feed is
Shaq.
cutting off a
Breakdown.
bit.
Childhood first.
All right,
yeah.
so yeah, my name is Shaq, as Sheldon just introduced me. I was born 1989 in Subang Jaya. You want to go that far back, right? And
Subang Jaya.
yeah,
though.
Subang Jaya. So yeah, I was born in Subang, and I was raised. Well, I spent my early years in Hatamas for about 5-6 years, and then family moved to Shah Alam, and that's where I spent most of my time growing up. Till I was about 14, and then I went to boarding school.
Your high school, or you went to? Oh, okay.
So yeah, so initially I went to private schools from standard 1 to about standard 3, and then when I moved to Shah Alam, I went to public school there. So I spent about 4 or 5 years in public school in Shah Alam. Had a great time there, man. And then when I got to Form 2,
what do you mean by great time, lah?
great time, bro. You know, public school, like anything can jalan, bro. Had the best time there.
Okay.
Yeah. So private school, yeah. I mean, I think I was too young to kind of appreciate what private school was like. Facilities and whatever. But compared to public school, I definitely love the the amount of freedom that I got with it. And the friends that I made there. Yeah, amazing people. Yeah. So anyway, Standard 6.
Uni.
Okay, so wait, so before that, so Form 2.
Okay.
Form 2.
Hey, wait. Shaq, sorry, guys. It's the video laggy. Hey, the video laggy. Never mind. Is the sound clear or not? Everybody can hear. Can reply a bit. You got people to reply. Okay, whatever. Okay, moving on lah. Okay,
Yeah,
from high school then to uni. Is
yeah,
it?
high school.
High school
Yeah,
first.
so Form 2, I decided to go to boarding school, and I had the opportunity to go overseas. So I went to a boarding school in Australia, and so that was
damn
from Form
nice.
2. Yeah, quite lucky. So from 2 all the way till Form 6. And I loved it so much that I decided to do my uni in Melbourne.
Which uni?
So Melbourne University of
Okay.
Melbourne. Yeah.
Good.
So I ended up spending about 10 years in Australia, and had
Okay.
the time of my life
So
there.
wait. Shaq,
Hmm.
what year to what year was that? How long?
So that was from 2003 to 2012.
Okay. Wow, damn long.
Quite long, bro.
Best part of your life there, Then okay lah. But then after that,
Yeah.
after uni.
After uni, so there's an interesting story there.
Okay.
My plan after uni was to actually stay on and get my residency because I loved it there so much. I didn't really want to leave and
That's
go
called a
back to.
PR, right?
Yeah, correct. So I was trying to get my PR,
Okay.
and like the irresponsible, young adult I was, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that I was overstaying my visa at that time.
Okay. Like a
So
bangla like that lah. Here.
yeah, bro. So I ended up
Okay.
overstaying for like 3 months without realizing. And on the day that I realized that I overstayed, the immigration lawyer was like, "Yeah, you basically have to leave the country."
Okay.
So
Shit.
yeah, that sucked. But yeah, I did what I had to do. Came back. Was didn't know what to do. Came back. Wasn't planning to come back. So I was just kind of like at home. Didn't know what I was gonna do. And then a really close friend of mine, Jade, asked me to have lunch with her and her mom. So
This
I
was
thought
in
it was just
Australia or KL?
this was in KL already when I came back.
Okay.
Yeah, after I got banned from Australia.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I went to have
okay.
lunch with I went to have lunch with Jade and the mom.
Okay.
And turned out that lunch was actually like a informal interview for the mom's company.
Oh.
It was doing
That's so cool.
yeah, man. I don't know. I think my friend was just trying to do a favor for me. So yeah, I got a job with the mom's company doing billboard advertising. So I was like, you know what? I haven't been doing shit for like 3-4 months. Might as well give it a go. Start work. At least I got something to do.
Yeah.
So I worked there for about 2 years.
Mm.
2 years, and I think 2 years in, Jade, the friend who got me the job, right? She came to the office one day. Then I sat down with her. She's like, "Hey, man, like, where do you see yourself in like 3 years time?" And then I said, "I don't know, man, but I think like I want to do something fashion related, because in Melbourne, I think one of my biggest interests there was fashion.
You're gonna go to the first brand you first started, right?
Well, I mean, it's gonna lead there anyway, right? So might as well.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Let's do it. Yeah. So I was telling basically in Melbourne is where I got my fondness for streetwear and fashion. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar, but I think the fashion scene in Melbourne is really interesting. You get people from all sorts of like subcultures and shit just expressing themselves. Everyone was kind of dressed differently. It was quite an inspiring place to be in terms of fashion. And what amazed me was that Australia is actually quite isolated, right? It's its own kind of massive island. But somehow, to me, they were quite forward in their sense of fashion and how they express themselves. So I think that kind of stuck with me, even after I came back. So I was comparing sort of what I experienced there to here, and I felt like there was still a lot of ideas and things that we could bring over from Australia back here.
Yeah.
And one of those things is in fashion. So, that conversation with Jade then turned out to be what was third culture.
Okay.
So
We're there, guys. We're there. Woo!
nice. You
Yeah,
like how
okay.
that
Yeah,
flow
damn
went?
nice. I like what you did. Okay. But check, story, third culture.
Yes.
Let him have one glass first, y'all. Pak lu.
Lupa lu. So so third culture was basically myself, Jade, and Arif. So when he first started it, Arif was already working. He was at that time working at OCBC
Bank.
banking job. Yeah,
Okay.
I was still with the billboard company. Jade was just freelancing, somewhat. She's basically the brains behind it, lah. The creative force behind third culture.
Yeah.
So we tried doing it. We tried launching third culture as a multi-label online store, and at the same time running like a online magazine. And so when we first started it, we thought that we could juggle third culture and our day jobs, right? But as we got along doing it, we felt like it needed more attention, right, to see it grow. So that's why I decided to leave my full-time job and join
100% lah for
100% third culture.
yeah.
And so basically it was me and Jade running it full-time, and Arif was kind of like behind the scenes helping out where he could. Yeah, and it was interesting, man. I mean, like, we went in thinking that we knew everything about
like everyone else when they start their first thing, I guess.
Yeah, that's why like fucking damn confident, confident. We're like,
Been there,
we're like,
No,
you know what, guys, like we want you to buy the clothes that we think are like sick,
Yeah, no.
or like
now you
so
look back,
we
you think them crazy, right? Like
yeah, man,
why
it's
would-
nuts because like we went in like super confident, but then as we went along doing it, we realized shit, there's so much we don't know. Like there's such a steep curve, like but I think we gave it our all. We went out to meet people, build connections here and there. We had fun with it, lah. That's for sure, man. And there were a lot of lessons to be learned, and
I think that one, because of that, only a lot of things can be more successful, like from you.
Correct, man. I mean, like, honestly, experience is the greatest teacher, man. Like, that's the only way you can really learn. Like, you can study shit in, like, uni, YouTube, and whatever, but when you do it, right, like, real life experience,
that shit come by.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, so third culture, what led to the ending of third culture?
So
is it because of too much errors or what?
Yeah. It was a number of things. I think a number of small things that added up to it not being able to progress. So firstly was a lot of the products that we're selling were really expensive. So, like I said, we went in really like, not to say cocky, but overconfident, I think, thinking that people would pay like Aussie, like Australian or USD prices for clothes, right? Like,
you're planning
we're doing male and female clothes, and they were mostly imported from overseas. So we were doing like, and the crazy thing is, bro, like back then we were doing
the market to be local or what?
That's the thing. We're trying to sell international clothes to a local market.
Okay,
right. It's pretty insane when you think about it. And then secondly, like, and these were like really super niche brands from overseas, right? So like brands that people might not have heard of.
Yeah.
And we are expecting people to kind of just be like, hey man, I fuck with this, I want to buy it. But the reality of it was that when you're selling like a $150 dress or like $100 shirt, it's not as easy of a sell as you think, as we thought it would be, back then. So I think there was that disconnect between us and the reality of the market here.
And then can relate 100%.
yeah, dude. And like there's a lot of shit lah. Like we were also doing business wholesale, right? So for us, like a really small company, starting to do wholesale business with like international brands here and there, fuck, like a lot of capital was tied up to these to all this stock, and it kind of fucked up our cash flow lah, here and there.
But at the end of
Uh,
the day, I just have to ask, like, big loss or what?
No, man, I
Oh,
wouldn't say
that's
big loss, to be honest. Like it wasn't massive. It's just that it got to a
Shut down
point
time
where yeah. I mean, it just got to a point where we're like, you know what, like let's kind of just give this a break. We didn't. I don't think we ever officially shut down the culture. Hence why the page is still there.
Okay.
I think it just ended up becoming, we kind of slowed down on the international buying, and it became more of a platform
Yeah.
for us to showcase. Like, for example, we started carrying like local brands too. Like early on in the days, like Shaqerudin projects,
Okay.
native instructions, I think by Kyril. I don't know if you guys remember that. A few others lah.
No.
Yeah. So we're becoming like we decided to just focus on like the brands that we like locally, and
Okay.
especially newer brands.
Uh,
And I think that kind of worked out for us more, and I found that more interesting because at first I was looking outwards going in, but then I'm thinking like shit, like we've actually got a lot of talent here, why not look inwards, to push it outwards kind of thing.
Then after that, you muscle. Okay, guys, we're gonna try to
then after that
give you a backstory of all his ventures. Okay. Okay. So what do you want to move into now, Shaq?
Well, I guess Pantone would be the natural one because
Yeah, I actually never knew Pantone was like you affiliated with it until just now, like when we were talking.
Oh wow, man. Yeah. I mean, I used to talk about it a lot more back then. When we were first starting out, but then things just kind of went on auto run. So a bit more hands off there lah. But Pantone was interesting because
Chen is your designer, is it? Is it just him and you?
It's me, Chen, and Sean. Basically, the games team plus Shafiq, Nafsu.
Okay.
Yeah. So Nafsu and I run the day-to-day with Pantone lah. Sorry, we'll backtrack a bit. So basically, the story with Pantone is that I think second or third year of third culture, I think closer to the third year. That time, pins were coming a big thing again, right? Like there's a revival of pins that was coming very tight out of nowhere. And I think the biggest brand back then was Pintrill from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
So
like
I thought, exactly. Like it's a pun on it.
Yeah.
So I contacted them actually for third culture, and I was like, hey man, I want to carry your pins wholesale. So then they got back to me with like the pricing and shit, and it kind of turned out to be like, the price of the pins are like what, $15 retail, right? 15 USD. So that would be about almost 50 ringgit. So then I did the calculations. I'm like, shit, like even for me to buy a pin at 50 ringgit, mahal, bro. And I'm, this is a lesson that I learned earlier on in the culture where like, people can be quite price sensitive. The perception of value.
Is this an Asian thing or what?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I haven't studied enough, bro. If I had the time, honestly, I would look more in depth into this. But you gotta ask like the analysts and shit. But there's definitely studies you can buy, like market research and stuff. But I can't afford that shit lah.
Crazy though, this thing.
I'm just agak-agak only.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then when I thought that, I was like, shit, how about I make my own? It doesn't seem that it'll be too difficult to make your own pins, right? I'm sure I can just Google online like where I can produce pins and shit. So I toyed around with the idea for a couple of weeks, and I was supposed to study with another friend of mine called Weary. So we actually kind of like piloted the whole thing at the start, and then sure enough, he got a full-time job as a architect / interior designer. So he's like, hey man, I can't participate in this anymore. So then I was like, okay, it's okay, that's fine. You do you. And so Pantone was kind of like KIV for a bit. And then one day I decided to meet up with Sean. So we had coffee.
Oh, Sean wasn't in from the start, is it?
No, he wasn't. It was just me and like another friend. And then so the friend left. So I was having coffee with Sean, I think just catching up. So then I told him about this idea, this pin brand idea. And he's like, man, that's fucking dope, bro. I think you should do it, man. So then we got to talking, we're like, hey, you know, how about instead of just do like hype pins, like what Pincho is doing, how about we do something different, like something that's
Local.
local and like kind of like rapping, you know, Malaysian culture and shit, you know, because I feel like we don't have enough quote unquote like dope souvenirs in Malaysia, right? So I thought it'd be cool to have something that even the, you know, younger generation and whatnot will appreciate, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I remember that
Wow,
conversation quite well because at that time Sean and Claude were already they're already working on a games because you know, I hung out with them a fair bit, so I could see them, you know, talking about it, developing it. And so, you know, when Sean was like, "Yo, dude, you know, I think it's a dope idea. You know, can I be a part of it?" I said, "Yeah, for sure, man, but only if I can be a part of a games." Then he's like, "Yeah, dude, I'll be glad to have you on board."
crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so
man.
that's what happened.
Yeah, that's actually how it started, man. Because we were just because I met
Crazy.
Sean. I actually met Sean through that culture. Like you know, just going back a bit. I think one of the best things for me about that culture was that yeah, even though it wasn't a financial success, but the amount of people I met through that culture are the, you know, people that I'm working with today. You know, I feel like
Yeah, correct. Understand though.
if I didn't do what we did with the culture back then, I definitely wouldn't be
Have to
where I am
fail one.
now.
Have to fail one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, failing and also like, you know, meeting people and shit. Like that's fantastic. You know, like for example, like yeah,
So with
biggest example is
you
Sean
and
and Claude. Hmm.
Sean, okay,
Yeah,
so
sorry.
with you
Go
and
ahead.
Sean, the games and Pantone thing. So
Hmm.
when you both agreed to be in each other's company, you guys both benefited also lah, in a way, is it?
Yeah, definitely, man.
It's
I
a
mean,
good
the
thing
thing
lah,
is,
basically.
yeah. I mean, why I was keen to join against was be a part of against anyway was because I was familiar with
Mm,
you know, the person Sean is and obviously Cloak's talent, right?
yeah.
And I thought um, there'll be a great team to be a part of because everyone has their strengths, right? So I thought it'd be interesting
Yeah.
to join them and see where we could take it. Because I felt like back then, even when
You're
there
right,
was
bro,
nothing
you're
yet,
right.
there were only like rough sketches and shit. I was like, this against shit is gonna take off. You know, like I just had a really strong feeling, and so I wanted to be a part of that lah. Mm,
Nice, very nice. So.
mm.
Okay, Chun though. So now we already heard from wait, we already heard from what we talked about third culture, we talked about against Pantone Pin. Okay, transit. Foul
Right.
boys, I got a lot of the questions about foul boys throughout, like, all those random questions. Okay, so we do one more transit, then we move into the questions. So tell me
Sure,
about
man.
transit.
Okay, so transit also happened over coffee. I can't remember the exact details, but um, I think I got a message from Arma,
Okay.
and Arma said, "Hey man, I want to meet up. I got something to propose. You know, something along those lines." He said, "Okay." I was like, "All right, sure. Let's meet up at Fix." Back when Fix was still open in SS15. So
Mm.
I met up with him, and Shafiq Nafsu was with me as well. And you know, I wasn't too familiar with Arma. I didn't know much about him, but I knew of the work that he did with Stakes, and I knew he was fucking talented.
Yeah, though,
So
yeah,
you
though.
know, that's why I was keen to meet him, like you know, to see what he had to propose. And sure enough, he had,
OG underground.
dude, that guy is insane, man. Like he, you know, I thought it'd just be like a coffee, like a, you know, just have coffee and just sembang sembang, you know, it's very informal. But he had his laptop with him, and he showed us like I think it was like a 25-page deck on what transit is today. You know, he proposed to us this whole idea of transit,
Mm.
and I was blown away lah. Obviously, you know,
Yeah.
with what Armad proposed, and immediately I was like, "Yo, let's do it."
Oh
So
wait, check.
so transit,
I can relate
yeah,
to his recent post. You know, he just posted that 10% design
yeah.
and 90% research. Oh, so
Sorry,
transit just look like that, but the backstory kau lah.
yeah. I mean, like
Uh,
essentially, yeah. I mean, there's a whole story behind transit too, lah.
uh,
You know, and but how it started was actually it was a collaboration
mm,
between Stakes and Third Culture. So back
mm,
then, Arma was still doing Stakes. Back then, I was still doing Third Culture, and
mm,
so we got together to create Transit, right? So it was this whole pop-up concept to highlight growing independent local designers and
Yeah.
brands, but in an interesting sort of concept, So he had his Lotus Club, which is the music and performance part of it.
Last
And then
time.
there was also man, and there was
Mm.
also obviously the fashion part of it, the retail side of things. So I always love things that kind of incorporate different lifestyle segments together, because I feel like it creates like a whole different experience. It's not just walking into a mall. Because I think everyone's fucking sick of going to malls and going to your
that's how they come
your
to Safe House now.
yeah, exactly, man. Like honestly, I think people are just sick of like cookie cutter shit, of like just the same shit that you see every day. Like everyone wants something different,
Correct,
but I think one thing to kind of watch out there is that when people are trying to be different for the sake of being different and there's no substance there, I think that's when people can kind of fail too.
A lot of people know how to do that. A lot of people know how to do that. That's very easy to do.
Yeah. So like Arma said, there has to be a story behind everything. And and from my experience, I'm probably going off on a tangent here, but branding definitely plays a massive role in growing. Let's say you're a small business, big business. I think branding plays a massive role in dictating what direction your business will head towards. And because your branding is your story, right? And I think that's the biggest thing I learned from Arma, like this whole branding and storytelling thing. And it's not just, honestly, for Arma, it's not a facade, man. Like he genuinely believes what he says, and I gotta say, of all the people I've met in the scene, fuck, this is gonna sound like a love letter to Arma, man. Of all the people I've met in the scene, there's no one
Arma, I believe that vibe, bro. I believe this guy. Bro.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. Like there's no one that inspires me more like than him. I'm not talking about first time. Obviously, every time someone meets him and sees what he does, they're always amazed by it, right? So back then I was like, fuck, this guy's a genius, but confirm one day he's gonna run out of like creative juice. Like, one day he's gonna do something shit, but I don't think he's ever done. Yeah, he's never done anything that I thought was like, like, that's whack, man, or like, like he's constantly finds.
Oh, that's good, though.
Yeah, he's constantly like never ceases to amaze, basically.
Oh, damn nice thing to say, Shout out.
Yeah, man. I mean it, man. I mean it.
Arma, woo!
Yeah, if you guys don't know Arma Badrul Sham, check him out, man.
Transit guy. Okay, shall we move on to the questions? Okay, guys.
Bro, I feel like our format here is damn chow already, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm trying my best to keep it together.
It's okay. I hope people can follow.
Okay. Shit. Okay, never mind.
No, it's not your bad. It's my bad, man. I'm the one talking too much.
It's okay, Shaq. Yeah. But it's your show, so you can do that. Yeah.
True,
okay,
true.
Shaq. Personal question time. Question time.
All right.
How old are you?
Oh man. So if you remember,
I don't know. Just now.
I know, right? But if you were paying attention, I actually told you the year I was born earlier on.
1989. But
yes,
I can't do the.
I'm shit at maths too, bro. I'm shit at maths too. I just know that's the year I was born.
Can somebody help me at the comment? Can somebody help me at the comment?
You might have to whip out your calculator, bro.
Hey, somebody help me. Oh, okay. 31.
Yes, I'm 31 this year.
Okay. Happy birthday, Shaq. Woo!
Thanks, bro. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for being honest, Mr. Shaq. Okay, question number 5.
Yes.
There's been a lot of talk. Okay. There's been a lot of talk about this. I've seen it on Instagram. I've seen people talking about it in front of me. People are starting to compare the OG to spicy chicken McDeluxe. Okay?
Yes.
People are starting. Wait, can you hear me, Jack?
Sorry, it's lagging a bit, but I think it's okay now.
But you heard the question, right?
Yes. Oh, I didn't hear the question. I just said the spicy McDeluxe shit.
Okay, so there has been a lot of talk,
Okay.
and I've seen it on Instagram, and I've seen it in real life. People are
Right.
starting to compare the OG burger to the
Mm,
spicy chicken McDeluxe.
right.
So, what are your thoughts about that?
Yo, I mean,
FYI, the
like,
OG is from Foul Boys. Yeah, we'll talk about Foul Boys later. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah. Honestly, I mean, me and my partner Joe. I think wherever someone compares it to the spicy chicken McDeluxe, even says it's better. I mean, uh, it's very humbling, bro, because I don't think we set out to make something better than whatever. We just set out to make something that we like. But the fact that people have been saying,
Ranking though.
yeah, dude,
Better
it's
than
crazy because I would lie. I'm a big fan of spicy chicken McNugget. I think most people are, especially Malaysians and Asians in general with our chicken. So to have
Yeah.
that
Guys,
comparison
I
and saying
have
to
never tried the burger. I am just taking other people's opinion. I will try the
yeah,
burger soon.
this is not a sponsored post.
No, but it is also a plug. Can plug. Lah. Yeah. Okay, so Shaq, you feel so to answer that question, you never aim lah for it to be better than anything. You started it lah. That's basically it lah.
Yeah. Honestly, like
For the burger lah.
the whole thing started. I
Mm.
think me and Joe were just talking about food. Sometime like fourth quarter last year, and
Okay, we're gonna do
found
Foul
out.
Boys intro now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So might as well, guys. We're there. So yeah, we're talking about food, and obviously realized that both of us have a massive passion for food, and I think we got talking about fried chicken, and Joe at that time was I think he was in the fried chicken zone. I said, bro, let's do some
Oh,
fucking like
is it a
mad.
phase or what?
Sorry.
Is it a phase or what?
I don't think it's a
Fried
phase. Well, I don't know, but I think just at that point, like he was just super into, fried chicken and fried chicken sandwiches. Like, bro, there's no one really doing fried chicken sandwiches in KL. Like, let's do
Mm,
something like that.
mm,
And bro, I mean, like, I can cook, but I wouldn't say I'm terribly good at it. But I know that I fucking love food, and I'm willing to do anything with food, right? And
yeah.
food was, I think, one thing that I've always toyed around, like the idea of doing food I've toyed around with for a while, but never got into it because I know that there's just so much I don't know about it, and it can be very uh, daunting. I wouldn't want to go into it without a partner who I thought was capable of doing it with. So when me and Joe started talking about it, he was super keen. He was so smart, like when I think like 1 or 2 months before MCO, we were having weekly meetings at VCR, just to see,
What? Wait, sorry, Shaq.
ah,
Sorry to cut
yeah,
you off.
it's okay,
Has
man.
MCO helped in terms of sales?
Oh, I mean, definitely, man. I mean, oh, what a plug,
Okay.
bro. Our Insta IG is on the feed. Nice.
Oh, June.
Um,
Philip.
I SAFEHOUSE2U. And
2 plus 2 is 4 for you.
oh, sorry, for you.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
what do you call it? Yeah, so MCO. Okay, so how it happened was, so 1 or 2 months for MCO, we were already working on developing Foul Boys, right? And we had already started our test kitchen. We were already pushing out like prototypes, getting our friends to come over, forcing them to fucking try like two,
Okay,
three
nice.
burgers in a
Oh, your
day, that
friend.
kind of thing. Yeah, dude, they
Okay.
these boys are the original Foul Boys, like shout out
Mm,
Farhan, shout out Zaran,
mm.
Ilyas, Mubin, Lukman,
Farhan was that priest, ah?
Farhan, Muslim priest.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, so these guys were there like almost every weekend, trying our burgers. Hey, did I miss out on anyone? No, right? Yeah. No,
Just
sakit
to
hati.
credit everyone. You.
And then yeah, dude, so we were just testing that shit out with our friends like every week. And then sure enough, I think me and Joe had a conversation. We're like, hey, like let's try to start testing this out to our friends. And then few days after that, suddenly the MCO started, and then we're like, hey, let's just see what happens and try to sell, try to take this public and see whether everyone will buy or not. And so we put it out there. Friends started buying it, very supportive. Then I think they started recommending to other people, and the word of mouth just kind of grew. And obviously we did some seeding as well. We sent some burgers to quote unquote KOLs and whatnot. But we weren't going hammer. We're just going twice a week, giving out free burgers and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, it eventually it got to a point where we're like, shit, man, like we can't believe we're frying this many burgers a day. But super thankful about that.
Wait, what's the max number have you guys hit before? Max number of burgers one day or chicken?
Confidential, bro. No, it's not loud.
Okay.
It's not loud. No. Max was actually last Saturday. I think we hit 80.
80
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah, bro.
Cow.
Yeah, and to do
That's
that
crazy,
in a home in a home kitchen, it's a bit challenging.
Yo.
Man,
it is.
it's crazy because I still get people texting me asking like where our restaurant is and shit, and I don't know how to tell them like, bro, we actually just, obviously, it's a proper setup that we have. We try to keep everything like legit, hygienic, face mask on, gloves and shit. But yeah, man, I think that is kind of like, we're just doing the best with what we got right now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so that answers that question. We can move on already, guys.
Nice.
Woo! You're happy,
What
right?
else,
Right.
Sheldon?
You're happy.
What else?
Move on. Okay, moving on. Okay, next question, Ashak. Don't be biased. Okay.
Okay.
You need to give me an honest answer. Okay? What is the
Okay.
best local brand? Yeah, in terms of styling and graphics. We're talking about t-shirts. Okay, let's go. We talk about t-shirts. In terms of styling and graphic.
Fuck.
Oh fuck! I'm about to be biased. Oh.
Shit, man. T-shirts. Well, graphics. Fuck. Dude, honestly, graphics. I still gotta say Neo KL, man. And you can't say I'm biased because I'm not. Part of Neo KL. But yeah,
Neo KL, very good answer.
Yeah.
But against left would have been a right answer. So.
Well, I mean, me against lab forever,
Yeah. Okay, guys. So Neo KL in Shaq's opinion. Okay, moving on. Question number 8. In your opinion,
if I can just add on, right?
Musician.
Sorry, bro. Let me cut you off there. Sorry.
Okay.
But if you're not talking about like t-shirts, I would have to say Shaqerudin projects, because I feel like from the day that I met the boys behind Shaqerudin and started selling their shit on Third Culture, I have just been a massive fan of what they do, bro. Like just from the shirts that they do.
It's like different, I feel like.
Yeah, they're fucking different, bro. And like honestly, like you can say like, okay, $300 is 300 ringgit is expensive for a shirt, but honestly, bro, if you compare that kind of tailoring to like shit that's being sold in like Japan and the States, it's so worth it, bro. Like I still wear the shit I bought from them from like 4 or 5 years ago, man. So
maybe most people don't know about that, lah. Okay, so Shaq, question number 8. In your own opinion, who was the best musician of 2019 in terms of content and style?
Oh, fuck.
Don't be afraid to make enemies.
Dude, honestly, the one artist that I'm really fucking with since I first saw him DJ at Transit. DJ, not even like perform live, was Ichu, man. Like
Ichu.
When I first when I first heard his set at Transit. Yeah, shout out Ichu, bro. When I first heard his set, I was like, yo, who the fuck is this kid like playing like he's going from like trap to like suddenly trance and then a bit of hardstyle and then back to like R&B. I was like, yo, this is dope. I think he was playing with Ibampos also at the time. I can't remember for sure. I think he was. But yeah, I think that caught my attention. And then Farhan told me, yeah, dude, you should check out this Ichu kid. So I went to his SoundCloud, checked out his shit on Spotify, and since then I've been a fan, man. Yeah.
Shout out Ichu, really clumsy gang on another level.
Yeah. Honestly,
This year can be their year also.
oh yeah, for sure, bro. I love the
Yeah.
shit they're doing, especially with like the releases they've been doing on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, dope, man.
Crazy, right? Yeah.
Love it, love it.
Okay. Shaq, moving on. Question number 9.
hmm
What do you think about people buying fake stuff? Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Oh, that's a tough one, bro.
Anything.
Dude, honestly, I've bought fake stuff before. You
Okay.
know, various
Yeah,
stages of my
honest
life,
opinion.
especially
Let's
yeah,
go.
especially when I was younger, right? I remember once buying like, oh, I think I went to Bandung. I was like 14 or 15. Oh yeah, 14,
Mhm.
15, I think. And then, Bandung, I think back then, I don't know about now, but it was known for
Yeah,
like all these like
Indonesia.
designer fakes and shit, right? Yeah, Indonesia, Bandung. And I remember seeing the Takashi Murakami Louis Vuitton keeper, like, the one with the
Flower.
camouflage, right?
Oh, okay.
And I was a massive fan of that. So when I saw it, I was like, fuck, I gotta have it, man. So, I bought it. I think it was probably like 150, 250 ringgit, compared to like,
Wait, it's still
whatever.
mahal,
And
why?
still mahal lah. I mean, honestly, the quality is quite legit, man.
For
But compared to the actual
oh,
keepall, I mean, it was
yeah.
miles away in terms of price difference. But yeah, I mean, okay. So my thoughts on it is that I don't know, man. I mean, like coming from a brand uh, owner, like obviously, if someone counterfeited our intellectual
Mm,
property, um, I think that
yeah.
sucks. But at the same time, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, what
But
context
some
are you talking
people,
about?
some people
What yeah,
think
what context are you talking about, right? So our t-shirts are like 150 ringgit, right? But if you
mm,
look at some other
mm,
brands like Japanese brands, like for example, Visvim, if you're selling 1,000 ringgit t-shirt and you make it
yeah.
so desirable, right, that a lot of people want it but can't afford it, and that's what creates a market for um, underground goods, right? It's when there's a demand for something that people can't afford, then someone's just gonna come in and be like, "Hey, I can make it for cheaper," right? So, and dude, especially now, man, with like sneakers and shit, I remember growing up, sneakers were only like a couple hundred ringgit. I remember, and even back then, to me, that was expensive, right? But now,
Yeah,
like
though.
now, retail
I
price
remember
of
quite
sneakers can go,
expensive.
yeah, retail price of sneakers can go up to like 900, 800
Okay, lah.
retail, right? And you're talking about resale lagi, you're looking at like what 3-4K sometimes even more.
Resale.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so then you have
Shit, I don't know
another,
much about
yeah,
resale, but I
and
know
that's why there's so many like
for money.
counterfeit sneakers. But honestly, bro, like I
Mm,
mean, if it's something where it's like you really want it so much, but you can't afford it at that point in your
mm,
life, but you kind of tell yourself, hey, one day if I can afford it, I'll buy it. Then maybe I don't see
mm.
such a big deal. Like if you want it so bad and you think that it will make you happy
Yeah.
by buying that counterfeit product,
Go
so that
for
you
it.
feel some sense of
Yeah.
like, then I mean, go for it, man.
Pleasure.
But yeah, but agak-agak,
Self-accomplishment.
like if
Yeah.
you kind of like buy a counterfeit product of, let's say, a local independent designer, right? And you're kind of
Yeah.
eating into their rice bowl kind of thing, then that's probably not cool lah. But if you're talking about, like people from the LVMH group, shit like that, if you want to buy that counterfeit shit,
Yeah.
then I don't know, by all means,
Go
like
ahead,
I don't
only.
yeah, I don't think they really care, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
though.
But, mm,
Actually, quite true.
mm.
Okay. Question number 10. Is someone trying to kill you? Question
It's
number
so
11.
well, currently not that I know of.
Okay, thank you, Shaq, for being so honest. Okay, of all, of all, of all the countries visited, which
Yes.
one impacted you the most?
Well, besides Australia, as talked about earlier,
Yes,
um, I
that's
think
why
Japan,
I
man.
saw your Instagram last time. Cause now you deleted most of your pictures, right? But
Yeah,
you
no, I
posted a
see.
lot
I did delete. I actually
of travel.
started a new
Oh, new.
new
Wait,
account. Yeah,
Shaq, this is Shaqerudin. Is Shaq the
yeah.
crony still alive? That's what I
No,
don't know.
Shaqerudin is done and dusted, unfortunately.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you got travel pictures that I can follow.
Sula. I know I promised you I will upload my India photos, but wait, I'll post it up soon.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
yeah, I
Okay.
actually always follow where Shaq go and all that lah. Like last time he went to Israel or Palestine, man. Somewhere there, right?
Yes. So last year I
And
went
the
with my
war,
cousins. Yeah, I went with my cousins to a Middle East trip. So we did
yeah,
Jordan,
that was
Israel.
crazy, right?
I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that was nuts, man. That
Mm,
was a real eye opener. Yeah, I mean, if
mm.
you're talking about one that impacted me the most, I would definitely have to say that Middle East trip. Like, because
That
growing
trip,
up,
how
yeah,
long did
definitely, man. How long ago
how
did I
long did it
go?
take you that whole trip?
All
No,
right,
I mean
we
how
did it.
long that whole trip?
Right, we did
One
it in
month or
about
what?
10 days.
10 days. How many countries?
10 days. I think we did we did Jordan, we did
Hmm?
Israel, Palestine, and then we went to Egypt after.
Mm.
Yes,
Oh,
so
well,
four
must have been
countries.
cow fun though.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun, man. I mean, honestly, okay, like Jordan and Egypt, it was definitely a bit more
Mm.
cultural, um, and touristy.
Yeah.
But Israel Palestine was a real eye opener, because like growing up in
You feel something
Malaysia.
different,
Yeah, man. Growing up in
ah.
Malaysia, I mean, especially this whole Israel Palestine conflict, right? I mean, dude, you can talk hours about this shit, but like growing up
Yeah,
in
no, that's
Malaysia,
why.
I remember there was a very strong like anti-Jewish sentiment, especially amongst like Malay Muslims, right? So you were growing up with like
Uh,
this kind of like perception that like fuck man, like, oh, all Jews are evil, or whatnot. Um,
mm,
but then when I went to study in Melbourne, and I actually took up, I majored in international studies and politics in uni, and
mm.
I
Oh, nice.
specialized in Middle Eastern politics. So then I got to learn more in
Oh,
depth about how Israel came to be and whatnot, and that's when I kind of like
mm,
learn to differentiate between Judaism and Zionism, and it's two different things. Like I had, especially like
yeah,
I mentioned
correct.
I went to boarding
Oh,
school
you
in
know what?
Australia.
You
Yeah,
actually know the
I went
difference.
no, I
Okay.
went to boarding school in Australia, and one of my close friends, I had a few friends who were Jewish, and it's nothing like what
Oh,
we were kind of like,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
why. I mean,
yeah,
just wish other people would maybe do more research or I don't know lah. But
yeah.
crazy lah the
Honestly,
things people
bro,
post nowadays and all.
it comes down to that, man. Like hate usually comes from ignorance, right? So if people don't care enough to read or learn something, then that's when hate will grow, and hate spreads really
But I feel
quickly. It's
so
because it's
media
very
also
easy.
play an important role lah.
Oh,
Media,
absolutely,
like
man.
everyone just share, like just see something, then they think
Oh, we're
that
talking
thing
about
pleases
deep
them, then they
shit now.
share. Yeah, divert a bit. But let's not get anywhere near controversial topics. Yeah, later cannot monetize. Susah.
True,
So
true. Later kena ban by YouTube, man.
yeah, though. Okay lah, Jack. Let's move
Yeah,
on. Next question.
let's move on.
Tom,
Yes, sure. Let's do it.
what what is the current game you are playing on your PS4 right now? You got PS4, I know.
Oh
Right.
man, Final Fantasy 7, bro.
Yeah, I just want to hear you say it out loud. Woo!
Bro. But you know what's even more painful? That right now I'm talking to you when I could be playing the game.
Wait, don't.
No, lah, don't get me wrong.
Ayuh.
I love talking to you right now, but I'm just pointing out that I fucking love the game. And it sucks
Yeah.
that I can't play it as much as I know I can. But obviously I'm doing Foul Boys, and I love doing
We
Foul
gotta wrap
Boys.
up soon. For the sake of the
Yeah.
game, we gotta wrap up.
Hey, no lah, don't say that. I
Alright.
enjoy being here.
Chill, chill, chill. Okay, so guys, Final Fantasy, current game right now. Question number 13. Okay,
Hmm.
in your honest opinion, one more. What do you think is the real reason behind COVID-19? Yeah, you can say anything you want.
It's definitely not 5G, bro. I'm
Aiyo.
sorry, but yeah, I fuck with like funny memes and shit like that. Like I do
Yeah,
find it
no.
hilarious, but at the same time, it can be really dangerous, man. People spreading like misinformation and shit, because you forget that
No,
like there are actually people out
no, I
there who
saw one
believe
girl, one
that
influencer girl
yeah.
from you.
Sorry.
She talking at, I mean, she posted an Insta story of her talking at the camera, all that. Then she said like she's been having migraines and all that. then like probably because of the 5G, and then going on and on about it. Then I'm like, cannot lah, yo.
Yeah,
Basis,
dude.
I
I
don't
feel
know
like
where. You know.
yeah, like when people start posting out like 5G shit, people were going out there and trying to like destroy 5G towers. That kind of shit is like it's definitely harmful in a time
Hey,
like
but
this.
how
Like,
can we
we have
confirm?
a real crisis on our hands, and you're going out and fucking like beating up 5G towers. Like, that's not helping shit.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, so we got the answer for that. Not 5G. That's the answer.
Yeah, but I mean,
Question number
honestly,
14.
real reason of COVID-19, I don't know, man. I feel like Mother
Okay.
Nature just has a way of correcting itself. Like this is just a way of putting us humans in our place, man.
Yeah.
Like yeah,
I kind of feel it's a .gov type of thing also.
yeah,
You
could be.
know.
Honestly, man, like dude, like that's not out of the question. But I'm more inclined to just kind of go with the whole. This is just nature's way of showing us to chill the fuck out. With like how fast we're consuming shit, how fast we're like
Okay.
destroying the world essentially. Yeah.
Correct. Correct. That can be
Mm.
another way to think about it
Hey,
also.
that's just my humble
Okay.
opinion, man. If you truly
Yeah.
believe
Your
it's the
show.
government, yeah, yeah, my show.
Let's go. Question number. Sorry, question number 14. Have you ever been in a near-death situation? Story, sikit.
Near death situation.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I got one lah, but
No,
you say
man.
first, then I say.
Hey, no, you go first, bro. I honestly no near death experiences, man. Thank God. But it just sounds like it
Okay.
makes me sound
I
boring, but that's the truth, man. I'm not gonna make up shit just to
oh.
get the views up.
Okay, now you make me sound like I'm making shit up only. Ayo.
No, bro. Hey,
No,
bro.
so last
I know Sheldon only tells the truth, man. Most of the time.
oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. This beach there, and then if you've been to Uluwatu, that Uluwatu the beach, like when you go down the cave only got sand, and
Mm,
then when you go out, when you walk out, you're actually stepping on corals, right? So the corals
right.
actually look damn deceiving lah. It's like this. It's like okay, you're walking on all corals,
Mm,
Then suddenly there's a drop. So you don't know. There's all water. There's shallow water on the corals.
right.
So you don't know how deep is the drop. So then me and my
Right.
friends wanted to go. Then muscle, I couldn't swim, and then I had a GoPro attached to my chest at the time. So it was
Oh
recording the whole
shit.
7 minutes. I was drowning in water. I got woo, woo, woo. Yeah, them crazy. One of my friends want to go in because current kau lah and Shaq. Lag right tadi?
Yeah,
Is it
laggy,
still
laggy
lagging?
for me. No, it's okay now.
Shit, but
But
I'm not
damn,
gonna say the story again, no.
okay, no, it's fine. But I'm gonna say, damn, that's a
What?
crazy story, bro.
Wow.
Actually,
Okay.
I actually got a similar experience on
Okay.
that note. Like some I would like
Drowning, is
near
it?
near near death also. Like I went to this was when I was younger. I think about 11 or 12. I went to my neighbor's
Yeah.
Raya open house. So there at the back of the house there was like a nice there was a nice like those lilies that grow, but it was like a different type of foliage. Like it looks very thick. It grows on water, right?
Okay.
So I don't know what
Uh,
went through my mind. I thought it was just some potted plants. So it's like, hey, this is sick, man. So
mm.
I stepped on it, not knowing that it was like how many feet pond. So I fell into the whole pond
Oh,
with like my sampai and Maju Melayu and all. So it didn't kill me, but it killed my street cred. So I had to get out with my
oh my.
basah and everything and just walk back home in shame.
Street cred shaved by 10%. Right. Cool story. Question number 15.
All right, man.
How did you guys get the name Foul Boys?
Oh man, Foul Boys. Honestly, coming up with the name wasn't easy. I think we went through like a shitload of different.
You guys wanted to call yourself Chicken Boys, right?
Yeah, one called Chicken Boys, but the thing is like it didn't have a nice ring to it. So we thought foul was a bit more, But also because I mean the name Foul
Hi.
Boys, right? Because foul I think is used it's used in the States quite a lot. And I think we're quite inspired by the style of fried chicken there. So it's kind of like an homage to,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
But also at the same
got a
time,
real meaning.
yeah. But also at the same time, we love the double meaning behind foul, like FOUL, FOWL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
坏人,
Yeah, man.
naughty people. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean
Okay.
I think the foul really like kind of refers to our style of just getting shit done and the way we experiment with our chicken and whatnot. It's not
Yeah.
it's not very traditional lah.
Oh yeah, Shaq, I also saw you experimenting with chili or that. Like nice,
Ah.
ne?
Yeah, that one actually secret, bro.
Tadi I saw your story.
Yeah, we're coming up with a Ramadan
Oi,
special,
shit.
a Ramadan special burger,
Oh,
launching
damn.
next Monday.
That one
Yeah,
looks
so
spicy and nice.
hey, it looks spicy. It looks scary, but it's actually tasty as hell, and it's pretty mild.
Shit, though. I
Like,
need to try
yeah,
that. I
like
need
it's
that.
it's dope. It's dope. I can't wait to
Okay,
get it out. Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
Joe
move
is
on.
like
Question
nodding his
number
head like
17.
good. You're plugging for boys.
Oh,
Good.
yeah. That's what this
Yeah,
show is about.
yeah. Just
Okay,
plugging your shit, man.
top,
Free advertising.
top three. Mr.
Yeah. Hmm.
Shaqerudin.
Hmm.
Top three cafes in KL. Cannot be biased also.
Top three. Sorry, man, but I think coffee is a very. I get very emotional with my coffee. Yeah, I think there's a very emotional connection. So I'm going to be very biased. Um,
Okay, three, top three.
three.
Starting with the
Okay,
third
man.
one first.
Third one first. Fuck. Okay, third one.
Uh, let's make some enemies. Let's go.
Okay, third one.
Third
I would
one.
have to say. I would say have to say Thursdays. Thursdays coffee. And
Okay,
second,
third one meaning you are not as equally good as everyone else. You are the third, okay? That means got
honestly,
someone at
no,
first better
bro,
than you,
okay,
okay?
wait, yo, no. Fuck you, man. Don't get me in trouble, bro. What I'm trying to say is that this
Chill.
is my top three, but in not in any particular
Yeah,
order. Because yeah, I'm not a coffee connoisseur, man. I just enjoy my coffee. So yeah, third I have to go Thursdays. Second I have to go
I get you.
VCR.
Yeah, though. But it's all good. Okay,
Uh,
Thursdays.
yeah,
Okay.
so third Thursdays.
First.
Second VCR. Particularly VCR Bangsa. Shout out Oscar. And
Okay. Oh.
first would have to be H Coffee Roasters in Mutiara
H.
Damansara. Yeah.
Oh,
Honestly, guys, if you guys never heard
okay.
of H in
Coffee.
Mutiara Damansara, I think they have
I know.
some of the sickest coffee beans around, man. Like so underrated. Massively underrated. Like
Okay,
go
check. Is this
after
is this
MCO,
the complete
go
truth?
to H. Yes, okay, what? What's up?
Is this the complete truth?
What's the complete truth?
This is the three top cafes.
Um, Actually,
Everyone
another.
else. Okay, I'll
Okay
say
lah, it's
backward.
hard lah. You say top three also. I rather you say top five lah. But okay, another special mention is One Half Coffee. I
Okay,
really
top
enjoy
three
that.
lah. Who? Who did you say?
Oh, sorry, One Half Coffee.
Oh, one half. Oh.
Yeah, One Half. Yeah,
Hey, wait. One half.
One Half
Who's
is.
one?
I think it was started by one of the ex VCR baristas who left and then started his own joint. So I think they have a store in Taman Paramount in the Ilaika store there.
Okay. Okay. Question number
Fuck
18.
you with that question, by the way.
Three.
That would have gotten me in trouble, man.
Okay, Shaq. Moving on. Question number 18. Top three event spaces in KL.
Oh, Safehouse. Safehouse.
Whoa. Crazy. Okay, guys. I just want to say this is honest answer. I am not pressuring him. This is honest. Okay.
Yeah, no, but honestly,
Okay, guys.
Safehouse
That's
is a good
it.
space, but
For
sorry lah. Okay, like in all seriousness, Safehouse, Phono, And the third one, nothing comes to
Hey,
mind
give
now.
other people chance already.
But Safehouse and Phono are my top, definitely top two for me.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh no, but for me, safe house still better. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
bro, sure.
Let's
This is also your show, bro. You're
let
so entitled to your opinion.
that is it for the questions. Now we're gonna move in
Yeah.
to our next segment. I would like to call the new segment simple one, okay, for you.
Okay.
So let me scroll to my news first. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do in this new segment. I'm going to tell Shaq lah, but one by one. So I'm going to
Mm.
give a headline first. Then Philip is going to help me put it in the stream. Philip,
Sure.
stand by. Okay. Okay, so the first one. Okay, this is the first one. Okay, the headlines for this is confusing extra arm spotted in government graphic urging people to stay home. Wait, let Philip just put up that. Wait, how do I see it? You can see, Ashak, is the thing on already?
No, yeah, it'll probably
Is the
come out in a
picture?
couple of seconds.
Okay. Shit. First one damn hard though. I need to keep checking. Okay, yeah, it's up already. So confusing extra arm spotted in government graphic urging people to stay home. Philip, can you post the picture also? Put up the picture also. So basically, this is what happened lah. I'll read the article. Quite crazy. With lockdown, this is actually UK news lah. With lockdown extended until at least May 7, it's imperative we all continue to do our bit in helping the fight against coronavirus. The more we follow the guidelines to stay at home and use social distancing, the sooner we will all hopefully be able to return to some sort of normality. So it's a message being pushed by the government with messages on TV as well as places like Spotify and social media. But one of the images used showing two women sharing a bowl of popcorn during a night in on the sofa with the dog has drawn attention on social media for a very different reason. I mean, because of the extra arm lah. So Shaq, what do you think about this? I don't know,
Do I get
accident
to
or what?
do I get to see the picture or
But
what?
it's
Because
real.
you
Wait, wait,
lost me
wait.
about
I
you
don't.
lost me about 30 seconds ago, man. All right, there
Oh
you go.
shit.
All right.
Wait, is it really
Oh
up?
shit,
I can't see though.
we're talking about UK shit. Damn.
Yeah. Hey, I can't see.
It's coming up. It's coming up, bro.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is basically UK's advertisement lah.
Right.
But the weird thing is that hand popping up below the dog. So this has stirred a lot of controversy lah. So
Right.
Shaq, you see this too. You see the headline, you see the picture.
Yeah.
Anything to say? I just don't know why I just don't know why the hand is there lah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it's
I don't
I
know
think
why
it's
also.
I think it's just her hand sneakily trying to I don't know, man. Like
No,
I
but
think she's just the
okay, so
weird.
the girl with the lighter color shirt, two of her
Okay,
hands are holding the popcorn.
correct.
The yellow color shirt, one her right hand is missing, but her left hand is in the bowl, is it?
Right. No, but I
Yeah.
think her left hand is just kind of like going like that, like. But it doesn't make sense. Like, why would your arm be in such an uncomfortable position, right?
Yeah, and why would your arm be on ads? Yeah, this is
Yo,
the NHS ad though. Yeah. No,
dude,
this one
honest,
I blur. That's why I bring it up to this podcast because I don't know why.
right,
Yeah, and then
bro.
no because they made this advertisement and it's been circulating. So don't know
Right,
why also.
right.
Yeah. So nothing to say.
No, dude,
Then
I can't add much to it, unfortunately. Like, it's fucking weird.
yeah. Though. Okay. Shall we move on to our next
Sure,
news?
sure.
Okay, Philip, go to the weird dreams. Wait, tell me when the headlines is up, Shaq.
Sure.
Damn.
Dude, you see, even the dog is like freaked out at the arm, man. It's like, the fuck is going on here?
The dog want to eat then.
Yeah, man.
Okay, second article. Mhm. Okay, coronavirus lockdown causing weird dreams. Here's what they're trying to tell you. People around the world are reporting having pandemic dreams or nightmares in the coronavirus COVID-19 lockdown about bizarre things, including being on the sinking Titanic ship. The coronavirus lockdown is from being on the Titanic and trying to stop it from sinking to going for a walk with TV star Lorraine Kelly and her dog. Our imaginations are running even more wild than usual as we catch 40 wings. I mean,
Bro,
you just judge it
this
by the
one,
headlines alone. Like this one
no,
is
bro,
some 5G shit
this
also.
one,
Like.
I don't even need to read the actual article, man. This one is simple. Lockdown means more people are spending time
Okay.
at home. More people spending more time at
Okay.
home means that there's more time to abuse drugs at home. So the more you abuse drugs, the more weird dreams you're gonna get, man. I think that's a close case,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean,
Moving
come on now.
on.
Let's be real,
Yeah,
man. Let's be real.
you gotta be real.
Hmm.
They come.
Not that I do any drugs. I'm just, that's just my inference, lah.
News. Dangerous. Philip. Okay. Yeah. Rats come out of hiding as lockdown eliminate urban trash. The picture is just a random picture I got on the internet lah. For you all to visualize rats, okay?
Right.
So the problem is now, right? The problem is now, so if you're not going out a lot, and then restaurants are not producing as much waste. Imagine places like Bangsa and all that. So I think it's gonna be different, like the behavior in rats all confirm gonna be different. Like in US they said
True.
rats started coming out a lot in like all those areas where people usually don't like. I mean, people usually are, but now no more. Rats are starting to come because people are
Right.
going out. So what do you think about this?
Honestly, I've seen quite a lot of these images, man, since, from, how different countries
Yeah,
started their lockdowns at different periods.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
the earlier ones, they started seeing like, animals started coming out and roaming the streets and, hashtag, nature is healing and
Yeah, yeah,
we are the intruders and all that shit. Which I think it's nice,
yeah.
man. Like I said before, like I think this whole thing is kind of just putting us in our place and making us realize that we're pretty insignificant in the grander scheme of things. You know, but yeah, dude. I mean, this rat shit is not as pretty as the other animal photos I've been seeing. Not as majestic,
Yeah.
but
I feel you.
you know, yeah. It's a
Yeah,
nice reminder of like this whole ecosystem that we exist in.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But also, Shaq, you know about the Black Death, right? Last time
The plague. I talk about the plague.
caused by rats. Is it?
The plague was caused
Yeah,
by rats.
yeah, the plague. So, do you think there might?
Sorry, what was the question?
Shit. You check sources already now. Hey, Shaq, before I ask you, let me check sources.
Yo, shit, this is some heavy stuff, man.
Which one? Hey, wait.
And
What is Philip showing?
I think it's a domestic abuse one.
Oh, he moved there, dia lah. Ayo, I wanted to talk about the demonic. Okay, never mind. Just fuck that lah. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so Shaq, this one, why I asked Philip to post this because I received this message yesterday. I mean, the government's been sending right to everyone also, like stay in the house and all this kind of messages. But I
Right.
was very curious because why would they want to send this kind of message at this time? Like, has there been any proof of like this kind of situation going on in household and all that
Oh no, actually,
during this lockdown?
yeah, no, actually, it's not just the Malaysian thing. So worldwide, there's been a drastic increase of domestic abuse cases, right? So, I
Because
think
of
if you're not in that environment, or you don't know anyone
lockdown or
who's
what?
been, yeah, because of lockdown. So basically, because of lockdown, couples are spending
Okay.
more time together at home, right? And basically, if you're in an
Mm.
abusive relationship pre-lockdown, whichever side is being abused, you always have the option of going out, seeking refuge at either your relative's house or your friend's house. You have a safe space to be in, right?
Yeah.
Apart from your home.
Mm. Mm.
But now that you're forced to be at home and you're not allowed to go out, hence, these individuals are facing, more and more abuse, essentially, right? And lagi lah, especially if
Okay.
you're locked in, right, in an abusive relationship, I think that
Mm.
it's a recipe for disaster.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a
Now
real
I
thing, man. I
get
mean,
a clearer picture.
but yeah, definitely. But I think that people like,
Mm.
maybe like you and even myself, like if you've never experienced it or know anyone who's been through it, you can't relate. You probably think like, shit, is this
Yes,
blown
I
out of
think that's where I'm
proportion?
at lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it's for real, man. I mean, like even the States, a lot of countries, it's happening everywhere. I think in
So it's
I read an
wow,
article
so
actually.
I don't
I read
even
an article.
know.
I
I
read
don't
an
even know
article
that
in
it's a serious thing.
Yeah, it's a serious thing, man.
Mm.
But on a lighter note, though, like I read an article in Japan. I think this hotel started providing a service for couples to prevent divorce. Right? They offered like couples the option to stay at their hotel to get some space. That sort of thing. So I think things like that.
Oh,
It's quite cute,
first time, no? Yeah, first time hearing this. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
Mm.
but thank you though for giving me some insight about that message because like I got it and I never asked anyone. I just wanted to ask you.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Now
No
here,
worries.
crazy though. Okay,
Mm.
so now we are going to go to our last segment for this podcast.
Yeah,
I can't
sure.
believe though. We finished 1 hour 50 minutes already. Okay, moving to the next segment. This is called the Peak of the Week. Shaq will have to choose an artist and a movie that has impacted him.
Okay.
Yeah. So Shaq, whenever you're ready.
Okay, to say that artist has impacted me recently, I don't know, man.
Hmm.
I
I think it can
honestly,
be a
bro.
general term lah. Yeah.
Okay lah. I mean,
Uh.
I have to go back to Ichu, man. I just fucking love what he's doing. I think he's really fresh.
Okay. So you would say that
Yeah,
he impacted
massive
you.
fan. Yeah, I mean,
He
like
has somewhat
it's
impacted
dope.
you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cool, though.
And
Movie.
for movie also, I don't know. I can't pick one to say that it's impacted me. But if I can choose a TV
Best
show,
movie ever lah, basically.
okay, no, can I choose TV show?
Our TV show. Okay.
Okay, TV show, I will go Westworld, man.
Okay,
That
Ken,
shit
let's
is
go.
like, okay, Westworld is
West.
like the best
Okay, I
in
know
my
about.
opinion. In my humble opinion, Westworld is the
It's like
best shit on
simulation,
TV.
right?
On TV right now. Well, yes, there's a theory on Reddit that this simulation stuff and whatnot, but I think the whole story, from season 1 up to now season 4, it's just been fucking mind blowing, man. Like if people think Game of Thrones is good, watch Westworld, dude. And if you're willing to
I don't even
be
watch Game of
patient and watch, the whole thing watch the whole thing in its entirety, like it's amazing, man. So I think it's so well written, so well produced, fucking amazing actors. Yeah, Westworld is the shit,
Crazy.
definitely. Mm.
I now have to check it out.
Yeah, you have to, bro. You have to.
So, guys, this has been Safe House for you. And also, guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed this podcast, I don't know whether how many people still watching. Let me go see a bit. Yeah. So about to end. And if you all enjoyed yourself at any point, please like, share, subscribe, and please donate. And also, Muslim priest donated just now, I think. Thank you, my mans. Yeah.
Woo!
And
Thank you, Muslim priest.
yeah, guys, Philip can stand by to kill us. And also, guys, thank you again. I'll see you guys next week. Okay.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Shaq. Yeah. Thank you, Shaq. Shake your hand.
Thanks, Jordan.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Ciao, do.
Ciao, bro.
Ciao.